We are set for our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 3 rounds in the middleweight division. Your official for this bout, Mr. Andrew Glad. Please welcome to the cage first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Asbury Park, BJJ, Antonio Cummings.
So I couldn't find information, to be honest, about Antonio here. I believe that this is going to be at least his third fight, I would believe, because these aren't novice rules. There's nothing different about this. So there will be striking to the head, kicking to the head, kicking to the body and the legs as well, striking to the head on the ground. So just no elbowing.
I know Antonio has some kickboxing, amateur kickboxing experience and some fights there. Looks like Joe Lexis has a big striking background as well. So we'll see if it turns into a kickboxing match, stand-up striking match, or if it ends up going to the ground. We'll see.
That'll be good to see. You know, I've always thought about that in terms of just like how many combat sports ultimately make up MMA. You could have somebody that's coming out that's, like you were saying, competing in MMA for the first time, but they've kickboxed like 15, 20 times, and they've been there, they understand it. So the transition isn't as difficult for them because they've kind of been there before. They know what to expect. So interested to see how he reacts to his first time in the cage here.
And now, please welcome, fighting out of the red corner, representing Ascension Athletics, Joe Lexis.
Walking out with Jeff Haddad, former stud here. Ascension Athletics is a really good gym. They have really good wrestling there. And I know Asbury is in New Jersey, and they have really good jiu-jitsu there. So
I have noticed over the last couple cards here commentating that they've been pretty active for reality, so they seem to bring some guys up. They like to compete here, and I've seen the name regularly, but I've seen a different face every time. So they must have a pretty solid core down at their gym doing good things. So contributing to the Northeast MMA, always a good thing.
Jeff, a former reality champion, right?
Yeah.
At one point?
Yep.
Yep.
And a current Pan Am champion?
Yeah, it's good to see him play back, pay it back, and coach now. Undefeated fighter as amateur and pro, and now he's coaching.
Stud. Yep, absolute stud.
Stud. He beat my cousin Johnny Lopez back in the day. Good
You're right.
Yeah.
For reality, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think
Don't quote me on that.
Yep. And of course, your cousin Johnny, reality fighting, champion and veteran, good guy, tough as nails.
Both these guys looking ready.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at each other right in the eyes.
Joe's coach, Jeff Haddad, he's 13-0 reality fighting champion, and he definitely produces some good fighters for sure. Oh. Nice right hand, right on the button.
Caught the leg, nice right hand.
That's twice we've seen that. That's how the choke got finished, was off of catching a kick in the right hand and started this fight.
Nice jab by Joe, too.
Antonio, you want to work on head position here as if you're holding the fighter up against the cage, you want your head to be underneath his head, pushing it towards the top of the cage so you can control his head position. You'll know where you're punching. You can work the head, you can work the body. He's doing good. He's got the underhook right here, staying active, winning the fight with his opponent's back against the cage.
Hits to the head, hits to the leg.
Staying active, good job.
Keeping his leg in the middle.
Again, wants to use his head position, keep his head underneath his opponent's head and elongate him towards the top of the cage.
This is one of my favorite positions.
It's grueling. It's tiring. A lot of people are like, oh, nothing's happening, but it's tiring on the cage. Dirty boxing, staying active, tiring your arms with grappling.
We'd like to see a nice knee. Yeah, right
nice
when I
job.
said
There
it.
you go.
Good job.
Right when I said it. Nice knee up
He's
the
listening
middle.
to
He
you.
must have heard you.
Yeah. Right in front of us right now.
Keeping a lot of pressure
Yeah.
up against the cage.
This is what Joe wants to be. You know, he's staying active. He's got good control.
Has a leg now.
Working the body, working the head a little bit. And
And
if you're Antonio, you want to get off. Get your hips back underneath you, get some hand control, and get off the cage immediately.
Yeah, snap down on that wizard. His wizard's a little too high.
And if he's here, he wants to dig for an underhook if he can. Joe's going to be able to hold him against it. He's got the underhook. It's kind of low right now. It's on his hip, but he's staying active, kneeing the legs, breaking him down a little, working the body, working the head.
In these short rounds, this counts as winning the round.
Yeah.
Right here.
He's very
And he's
active.
staying
He's not
active.
holding on, yeah.
Ooh, I think that was knee to
Big
knee.
knees again.
Antonio has to circle off here. When he gets separation like that, he has to give everything to get away from him, create some space.
Just got to try to dig that underhook.
So much pressure by Joe.
You really have to dig that underhook and then clamp down on that overhook and spin it like a wheel.
Yep.
And he has some space. You see Joe's a little farther out. He has space right now to get out.
Joe's being smart too. If you're paying attention, even when his hips are a little farther away from the cage,
Yeah,
he's
but,
punching the legs. Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah, he
doing
got
great.
his hips in.
Yeah, you do very well there for yourself on the cage. You find yourself there a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're very
that's
active
what I
on the
do. I
cage.
like
That's
that.
good. Yeah.
Like that dirty boxing against the cage.
That's great.
Knees. I even like to knee the thighs too.
It's tiring.
Good first round for Joe.
Great job. Yep.
A lot of pressure, staying active.
Joe looks calm in the corner.
See what
So does
adjustment.
And also a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that this evening, over by Section 20, we have reality fighting t-shirts on sale. Again, over in Section 20.
Maybe for Antonio, you know, the only thing I could say for him is maybe try to keep Joe off him a little bit.
Yeah.
He seems to be long. Keep him, you know, maybe at the end of your punches. Try to get your striking going a little bit. I think right off the rip there, that big shot clipped him, kind of woke him up, and Joe seemed to just kind of smother him after that. He stayed active though.
They look ready to go.
Yep. Both guys look in good shape.
Antonio's got to stay out that cage this round. Keep it out in the open. See what adjustments he makes.
Comes out hot.
Right out to
Antonio
the
comes
front.
out hot.
Nice low kick. Corner might have told him you better get active.
Yeah, when you're an amateur, it's 3 minutes, so
Short
goes
time, yeah, got to get
kind of like
after
a
it.
sprint, a smart sprint.
A lot of kicks from Antonio again.
Yep.
Back up to that cage, though. He's got to circle out.
And he's kicking like Justin Gaethje style from close in.
Right.
Great job by Joe, closing the distance, didn't take any damage on the way in.
This is where I want him to clamp the underhook instead of putting his hand over Joe's neck. He needs to clamp.
Clamp on that side and
Yeah.
dig the right side underhook there. And Joe's doing a good job here.
So Joe can just pop his head out and take the back if he wanted to.
Step over the step over the hip there. But again, doesn't want to change anything he's doing probably right now. He's being active, he's landing punches.
Joe's fighting smart.
Antonio can't get off the cage.
And he's winning the round, winning the fight.
Yep.
It's good
Beating
game
up
plan.
the legs.
Oh, has his hands clasped behind Antonio. Almost had it. Antonio good with that underhook, getting it back.
Smart too, didn't tire his arms out trying to hold on to it and force the takedown. Went right back to
And I like those foot stomps too.
good
Staying
hand
active.
control.
Definitely seems to be Joe's game plan. Up against the fence, pressure, stay busy, take him down when we can. Big knees.
And Antonio wants to
Yeah.
try to change position here. He wants to dig on that overhook. He wants to dig for an underhook with his right arm. He's got to try to circle off the cage and get something going.
Yeah, he's got to get off
Nice.
the cage.
There you go, just like
There we
that.
go, circle.
Yep, create some space.
Joe's nice and calm. I would like to see him kick farther out just because the clinch is right there.
You know, the thing that's tough is when he should be firing some punches because Joe is closing the distance right now and pushing him towards the cage without throwing any punches. He's just kind of walking him down. So he's walking down, one big punch, right back to the clinch.
Overhand right into the clinch. Beautiful job by Joe.
Back to the foot stomps.
Again, like you've said, Erica, that overhook right there, you know, kind of just letting his arm hang there.
He needs to clamp down on that overhook and clamp up on the underhook. But it's hard when you're getting punched.
Oh, yes.
And when there's bright lights
sure.
and you're fighting at Weekend Sun Arena under the best promotion in the Northeast. So it's easier said than done.
It's stressful being in there.
10 seconds.
But that's something that they could work on, Antonio. Getting off the cage.
Good round for Joe again.
Yep.
It's probably 2-0 for Joe. Antonio needs a finish.
Needs to make some adjustments. See what his corner says. In the corner, Kevin Roddy with Antonio. He's been a long-time regional legend over here in the Northeast. Hopefully he has some tips for him to get off that cage. Stay in the center.
And by no means do I mean to be disrespectful at all with critiquing his, you know, what he's doing, but it's just tough because he's finding himself in the same position over and over and over in the fight. It's just, those are the only things I think that will help him to be able to get his offense going is off of the cage at the end of his punches. And it's tough when you got a good striker in front of you who pressures you to the cage and then he forces that dirty boxing and grappling the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a lot easier to sit here and talk about it, but it's a lot harder in there when you're trying to defend it.
See if he runs to the center again to start.
Yeah, he wants to get after it. Still has 3 minutes to get it done.
He's got to hold that center, not back up to the edge.
Yep.
Nice. See, there's a punch and a kick. Nice.
Yep, stay right there. Keep himself circled, stay away from the cage a bit.
And he's lucky. Kip has a big cage here.
Yep.
He does have a lot of room in comparison to other cages.
I believe this is, full 30 feet across.
There Joe goes back to the clinch.
He's relentless with that. The striking kind of bulls you to the cage.
Not giving him any room to breathe, any space. Going for a takedown
and if
now.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Big slam. Big slam.
It's clearly working for Joe.
Yep.
Here, Joe's just staying heavy, head over his head.
See what Antonio has for defense on the ground. Stuck in a bad spot right now.
Maybe he wants to try to get guard back or maybe get his butt up, get to the cage and use the cage to wall walk up.
Yeah, staying flat on your back is gonna only benefit Joe.
Yes.
So Antonio doing a good job now.
Shrimping here, looking for half.
He's got to try and wall walk up, use that wall to get back up. He's got to try and get up. Halfway through the round. Antonio's going to kind of be in desperation mode now. Big punches from Joe.
He's hanging tough though. Joe did a great job. He kept himself out of harm's way the whole time on his feet.
Big punches now.
Yeah, he's trapping his arm with his knee. Nice.
Right, that's good. Good ground and pound by Joe. Arm triangle. It's kind of stuck on that up against the cage though.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to finish that. But Joe's winning as long as he stays controlled, stays a little bit busy like he has been.
I'm sure he
23
wants.
seconds, he can win this fight.
I'm sure he'd like to get the finish if he can.
He might get it here.
Tight. Joe looks strong there. It's a tough spot to finish it up against the wall, but he might get it. 10 seconds.
Antonio doing a good job staying tough here. Good job. Good defense there.
So much pressure by Joe, just relentless. Great fight for Joe.
Good fight.
Great fight. Good game plan, executed very
Joe's
well.
hyped up.
Did a great job. Let's say we're looking at a 10-9 decision for Joe here. Excuse me. 10-9 each round for Joe here.
Showing out his area code 203.
Yeah.
It's my area code too. Yeah, great control by Joe. And I like how he was very composed during the rounds as well.
Yeah, he did well. On his feet, he stayed very calm. He stayed out of harm's way. I don't think he got hit too many times.
Yeah,
and
he's fought 4 times, so he's bringing in some experience.
yeah, I believe he almost evened his record with this one too. He goes to 2-3.
Yep, 2 and 3. Awesome.
And again, amateur, you know, your records doesn't necessarily mean much. You take a lot of fights, try to gain some experience, learn from each of your fights, and take that knowledge to your pro career. He did a great job. Good for him. Antonio didn't do bad either. Again, like you said, coming out, competing at Mohegan Sun. A lot of eyes on you, and
Yeah, he had some good shots there. Good overhand, good 2 down the middle.
maybe just work on the cage work a little bit, keep people off of you, work on some of the hand fighting and a little bit of wrestling, and
Yeah, I think the future is bright for both of these fighters.
definitely.
So you either win or you learn. So tonight, Joe, I'm assuming is going to be the winner, and Antonio's going to learn.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we now go to the official scores. All 3 judges scored this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Joe Lexis!
Looks like they're having a moment in the center.
Hey, Joe, congratulations on your victory tonight. You come from one of the top wrestling schools in the state. Was that part of your game plan tonight, to use that wrestling control position up against Cage or not?
Absolutely not, man. Listen, I thought he was a wrestler. I thought he was going to try to take me down. I thought I was going to have to throw my hands and keep him off me, man. But it worked out. I was able to, throw my own audible in there. Just go be present, like my coach says. And I just want to give all glory to God, man, for allowing me to get here, man. I got injured 2 months ago. My knee snapped. Something popped in my ankle. Somehow I still made the weight, man. I'm thankful for all my teammates, man. Everybody that got me here, everybody that had patience with me. So thank you.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on your victory, guys. Give it up one more time for Joe.